Navigating the storm, Femi Otedola and the First HoldCo turnaround. In 2026, First HoldCo made history. The first Nigerian banking stock to cross 5 trillion naira in market value. 5 trillion. One of the strongest performance on the entire exchange. But to understand what that milestone really means, we have to go back. Not just 1 year back, over a century back. Because the story of how this company got here starts long before Femi Otedola ever walked into the building. And knowing the history of this company will help you appreciate what Femi Otedola has done in 1 year. This is a story about an institution, the man who came to steward it through its hardest recent year, and what it takes to come through something difficult and still end up standing taller. At one, the institution, First Bank traces its roots back to 1894, when it began as the Bank of British West Africa, founded by Sir Alfred Jones, a Liverpool shipping magnate, with its first real office in Lagos. It was built to serve colonial trade and commerce, the first formal banking institution to exist in Nigeria. Over the following decades, the institution changed names and structures more than once, becoming Bank of West Africa in the 1950s, then Standard Bank of Nigeria after a merger, before finally taking the name First Bank of Nigeria in 1979. It listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange in the early 1970s, and by 2012 had been reorganized under a holding structure, what we now know as First HoldCo, with First Bank of Nigeria sitting underneath it as the flagship subsidiary. Strip away the corporate history and the point is simple. This is not a young company chasing relevance. It is the oldest bank in Nigeria, a name that predates the country itself in some form. Over 130 years of surviving colonial rules, independence, military governments, banking sector reforms, and consolidation wave that wiped out smaller institutions entirely. That's the weight sitting behind the name First, not a marketing choice, a literal fact of when it was built and what it survived to still be standing today. An institution with that kind of history doesn't need reinvention. What it needs from time to time is stewardship, someone willing to hold it steady through a difficult season without losing what it already is. At two, a pattern of building. That's the role Femi Otedola stepped into. His name keeps showing up whenever there is a company in need of new direction. He took majority control of African Petroleum in 2007 and grew it into Forte Oil. He later built a strong position in Jerugu Power, helping turn it into one of the most valuable companies on the Nigeria exchange. And on January 31st, 2024, he became group chairman of First HoldCo, stepping into stewardship of the country's oldest bank. 3 different industries, 3 companies that needed steady hands. That's the thread running through his career, stepping into places that need rebuilding and staying long enough to see it through. First HoldCo would test that pattern more than most. At 3, the hard year. In 2025, First HoldCo's profit dropped sharply. Pay attention, guys. From 677 billion naira down to under 45 billion. When I read this in the report for the first time, I had to pause this video and make sure I understood what I was talking about. Guys, from 677 billion naira down to under 45 billion. That's huge. And what was the reason for this? A large impairment charge, 748 billion naira, taken to formally account for old bad loans sitting on the bank's book, along with the cost of exiting its merchant banking business. Otedola spoke about this himself. He described it as a deliberate choice to face old debts honestly in one clean sweep, rather than let it linger quietly. That's what's sitting with for a moment. It's far easier in banking to spread bad news out over many small quarters, so no single years look difficult. Taking the hits all at once is the harder, more transparent road, even though it makes the headlines number look painful in the short term. It was also a year with real friction, a restoring that saw around 100 senior staff leave the bank, a moment where some shareholders pushed to have Otedola removed as chairman, and a commercial dispute with a company called General Hydrocarbons that's still working through the courts. None of that makes the story smaller. It makes it real. Nobody builds an institution this size without resistance along the way. The willingness to hold the course through that friction is part of what resilience actually looks like. Not the absence of difficulty, but staying steady inside it. And through that exact stretch, the numbers looked worse. Otedola wasn't stepping back. He was buying more shares in the company he shared. A shareman who sells or pulls away when the numbers turn bad is telling you something. A shareman who buys more of his own company at that exact moment is telling you something else entirely. That his money is standing right where his words are. At 4, coming through. 6 months later, First HoldCo posted a record half-year profit. 653 billion naira, up 83.5% from the year before. The share price climbed roughly 120% this year, and the company became the first Nigerian bank to cross 5 trillion naira in market value. Through it all, Otedola kept buying into the company shares, growing his stake to nearly 22%. Now, the largest individual shareholder, with a position worth over 1 trillion naira. That's the part of the story that deserves the credit. A century-old institution that took a real loss, held together through internal pressure, and came back stronger within months. And it traces back to that same convention from the hard year. Somebody has to hold the largest share for a company to have an anchor. Someone whose interest is tied so closely to the outcome that walking away was never really on the table. That's the role Otedola's growing stake has played through this whole arc. It will be easy to tell this as a simple success story. An old institution, one steady hand, straight back to the top. But the truer version is warmer than that, because it includes all of it. 130 years of history, a hard year that was faced honestly, and a comeback that followed. A company that owned its old debts, held together through a difficult season, and came back with a record half. That's not luck. That's resilience. And it's a story worth telling in full, because the full story is the one that actually honors what was overcome.